Good morning, cutie. Mm. Fuzzy.
Okay, there we go.
There you are.
All right, there we go. It was not detecting my microphone for some reason. My cable was maybe a little loose. So I think we're good.
I can hear you.
Sweet. All right. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. It's been a wild week so far. How are we doing?
We are doing.
We are doing. I hear you. All right, looking at futures. Yeah, they're lower. Seems like we've still continuing this downward trend here on the hourly. We'll see if we can get a bounce back and see what the market bulls can come up with today. Seems we do have some pretty interesting volatility throughout the intraday sessions, so gotta stay on your toes for sure. We did come up to the hourly 200 yesterday, and we rejected off of that and moved back down to the bottom end of the channel. So we're just kind of in this nice little snug channel here. You can see it on the daily as well. My next level on the ES is about 44.33. Once we break 44.33, we get a little bit room to about 43.66. And maybe even down towards 43.38. Now, 4,400 will be a psychological level. Maybe that's an area of interest where they maybe want to try to do some kind of I don't know why. I think my drivers are being silly.
Update time.
Yeah. I ran an update the other day. Let me see.
Mine's chilling in the corner.
So is it just coming in and out?
Yeah, it sounds a little better now.
Okay. I don't know.
You have to switch over and actually get like a actual cable.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. Yeah, just let me know if it goes to poop, and I'll try to readjust again. But yeah, I think my cable's just a little wacky. All right. So anyway, yeah, Tesla's down. Nvidia's had a pretty interesting session during the overnight. Popped up back up to 445, and now it's trading back around that 443 mark. So Nvidia, some relative strength there. AMD is trading lower at 110. Amazon's having another struggle this morning. Apple not doing you any favors either. You do get some little, looks like you're trying to base out here on the EES futures at around 4444. Could see some resistance back at 4450. We do have FOMC minutes later today at 2 o'clock, so we want to be mindful of that. Just that'll give us an idea of where the Fed is at in regards to maybe giving us some insight as to future rate decisions, which I doubt it. We already know that they're not going to cut rates this year, and we don't even know, when they're going to be cutting it next year, if they are. Of course, the probabilities are there that they're going to cut it in the second quarter or second half of 2024. But I don't know if they're going to really give us much info to work with for the minutes. I'm sure everybody's in agreement and all that kind of good stuff. We do have Jackson Hole next week, and then we have the next FOMC meeting in September. And we are expecting for rates to hold steady for the September meeting. But yeah, we still have the jobs data and another reading of the CPI. So we still got plenty of data to work with, and that's kind of what they're going to be keeping their eye on, especially that core inflation data. That needs to come down also. But all right, as far as everything else goes, it's a little quiet, I will say. Nothing too crazy going on. We did have some earnings from Target. Let's see. They had an EPS of $1.80 versus $1.40, but their Q2 revenues fell for almost 5% year over year. So that's a little bit of an issue. Oxy, Warren Buffett's favorite energy name, Oxy Petroleum, did enter an agreement to acquire some direct air capture technology, some carbon engineering thing. So there is that. Coinbase did get approval to offer crypto futures. So there is that. So we might be able to keep an eye on Coinbase. Let me just go check out that chart. And you can see it's been on a pretty nasty downtrend since that pop above towards, once we broke above 85.50 and hit 100, it's just been on this nasty sell-off ever since. And, on lighter volume too, it seems like volume's just kind of died out, but just no one just stepping up to buy. We did come down to the daily 50, and from here we're getting that news and bouncing a little higher. We are trading at about the 83 mark, so we're not quite back up to 85. We definitely want to pay attention to that, but crypto hasn't done much at all.
Flag, right?
Bitcoin. Let me pull this chart up. Yeah,
I wouldn't play chess either.
Yeah, I haven't done that. Let's see. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin has just not done anything. You try to break above 31.5, you couldn't do it. You came back down to 30, couldn't do it. Now you're just in this weird little holding pattern. Yeah, we haven't done a puzzle. Let's see, we can do that real quick if y'all know me. Let's see, we'll just solve one real quick. All right, so this black moved his queen to c4. Doesn't really accomplish a whole lot here. The queen might be a little trapped here. You see, instead of stepping back where it has a little bit more wiggle room, I think the queen might be trapped. So, remember, we always look at checks, captures, and simple threats. Do we have any checks? Not really. No, we don't have any checks on the board, so we can cross that out. Captures, we do have some captures here we can take. You can take here too. That's about it. But once you take and black retakes, that doesn't really do much. So simple threats. What is something that we can threaten? Well, you can push e4, e5 and threaten to take the knight, but simply the knight moves away, and then you can just play f4. King's in the middle of the board. That's a little frustrating. Note as white. So is black king. But yeah, the push to e5 doesn't really accomplish anything, so we can probably just cross that out. Black could be threatening to take this pawn, and you see he's got 3 attackers here, and we only have 2 defenders. So that is something that we will have to deal with. Now, like I said earlier, the queen looks a little sus here. Doesn't have a whole lot of squares at its disposal after, moving from here to here. It would have been better off to move back where it had more wiggle room to move around. So my intuition tells me, just check out this b3 move and see where the queen has places to go. And it can't go back here because that's defended by the knight. Can't go here because that's defended by the bishop. Can't go here because that's defended by the queen. Obviously can't go anywhere along the diagonal because everything is covered. And it can't capture, can't go back. So yeah, that is the way to go. And there you go. Takes the knight, gets some material back, and you win the queen. And that is all she wrote there. So that's pretty easy. We can do one more. All right, so white's trying to be clever here and saying, okay, I'm going to move my knight smack dab in the middle of the board, and I'm going to fork your pieces. If you come back to defend the bishop, or if you come here to defend the bishop, you could go here and you're saying, aha, I'm defending the bishop and I'm threatening checkmate on h2. It's just simply not the case, because if you step back, the queen can, not the queen, you want to take with the knight can just take, and, you know, it's a little bit hard to justify that. Now, you could win the pawn here by taking on h2, bishop takes h2, king takes h2, queen h4 check, king has to go back, and you win the piece back, and you win a pawn. So that is definitely an idea. Obviously, you don't want to do this because you just drop the piece, but you could possibly pin the knight to the queen, but then again, you just don't accomplish a whole lot here. So I'm kind of inclined to just go ahead and take here and win the pawn and win back the piece. So you win a pawn there, nothing too crazy, nothing exciting. But a pawn is a pawn, and that can definitely win the game later on in the game once you take off the queens and maybe a pair of rooks. Oh, you're up a piece, so there is that. So black here, you're up a piece, and yeah, it should be an easy winnable end game for black. All right, so now that we got that covered, let's go back to the board here and let's let things open up. Let's get those opening ranges going. As far as the economic data, we did have the home sales, or housing start, excuse me, and we had building permits. Building permits, pretty much lower industrial production year over year, minus 0.2%. Let's see, we don't have anything else until really 2 o'clock with the FOMC minutes. Now, I know I'm going to wait for questions to pop up. When's FOMC minutes?
Hey, when's FOMC?
There's always that guy, you know. Let's see. All right, let's let things open up and get this party started.
Your daddy usually asks about 30 minutes after.
Yeah. When was it? An hour ago. Oh. All right, there's Coinbase gapping up. Let's just go to the SPY. I think I'd rather just use the SPY as my proxy today. But yeah, we'll see. We are trading below the daily 50 SMA. We did get a close below the daily 50 for the first time. Pretty nasty stuff here. So we'll have to see if the bulls can get us back over at least the daily 50. That's going to be the main question there. We already know the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's holding up somewhat decent compared to the Qs. Let me bring that up. Bum, 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 bum. And then we'll just pull it up at this chart. Now, inside day, but you are trading below the daily 50. You do have some support down here at 364, 62. So if we start to fall, definitely keep an eye on this key level. That seems to be where we are building some base. But yeah, if we start to lose that, it's going to get a little nasty. So we want to be mindful of that. Let's bring up the board here and check in on everybody else. All right, there goes the NQ pushing to the downside, back at 15,063. 15,000 is going to be a major level here to work with on the NASDAQ also. Apple, let's see, pushing up, then back down. NVIDIA, not able to get going. Now, that was a problem yesterday, too. NVIDIA couldn't really get to moving. Let's see, you got Amazon still being a little bit of a pain in the butt. Advanced decline issues open up at minus 500. Tesla did get gap down. See if it can try to push that gap back up to 232. Looking pretty good. Tesla likes to do Tesla-y things. Meta losing 300. AMD losing 110. Microsoft, yeah, Microsoft's not doing good either. 320 here on Microsoft. Netflix 422. You're at about that level there on the Qs, 364.62. But yeah, I'm still wanting to wait. There goes Apple breaking 177. That's kind of nasty. There is a small gap to fill on Apple towards 175.50 if she wants to go take care of business there. And let's see. Let's keep an eye on. Let's see. Netflix is kind of tight. Microsoft, no good there. Just gonna wait for these opening ranges to be set. So we got a few minutes before that. So let some of this volatility kind of get out of the way. The SPY is doing pretty decent here, trying to push back up. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so there is that. We're still waiting on those ranges to be set, but the pressure is definitely still on for market bulls. It's definitely kind of a hard market to trust. It's hard to trust either direction. That's why it's so much better to day trade. Now the Russell is leading the way here. If we go to the IWM, Russell 2000 is trying to inspire the rest of the market a little bit. So keep your eye on that. Walmart is having a pretty interesting day, it looks like.
Probably running with Target.
Yeah, Target had their earnings and
pretty big gap up.
Yeah, decent gap up. So Walmart is moving off of that. Walmart has their earnings on Thursday, tomorrow. So yep, it's all about the retail guys this week. All right, so the IWM trying to get the troops moving in the right direction. So let's see, we can also take a look at financials there with the KRE. KRE still has that inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily. If we bring this up, we do have that inverse head and shoulders look to it. We'll see if, of course, I'm not going to take it again until we get back above 49.50. Let's see here. Still in UNH. I still like Johnson & Johnson. I might get into a position here on Johnny John. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Let's see. And I was looking at the September... what was that? The September 170 calls. That's what I might try to nibble on here today. Now, remember, if they start to buy tech, they're probably going to sell Johnson & Johnson. So keep that in mind when you're trying to balance these situations out. All right, so the advanced decline issues are at 0, so that's good. Microsoft still, having some issues there. Amazon, not too good. NASDAQ, yeah, you're at 1505. It kind of makes sense at this point for the NASDAQ to come down to 15,000. Now, the S&Ps, they're trying to move in a positive direction. We'll see if the NASDAQ can shift gears here and get with everybody else. But so far, the S&Ps are performing a little bit better than the NASDAQ. But yeah, as you can see, these moving averages, they don't look pretty if you're a market bull. So it almost kind of inspires you to short any kind of pop that comes up. But, we could play the shorter term time frames for sure. Let things kind of run its course. But all right, I wanted to look at Johnson & Johnson contracts. So let me pull that up. Johnson & Johnson. Now, I'm still in UNH, so if you already have UNH, maybe don't get Johnson & Johnson. Lots of Johnsons.
Too many Johnsons.
So many Johnsons. All right, those are going for about 550, 560, depending on what we can get. Let me work a bid here on the 170s for September. I need that bid-ask spread to kind of tighten up. But I'm going to be looking at those 170s for September and see if I can't nibble on something there. There's your push up on the S&Ps. But like I said, we're going to wait for the opening ranges to kind of settle in here, and we can work off of that. But you're getting some interesting movement. Nice little push to the upside. You're getting across here with some upward thrust signals. So the daily 50 simple sits at about 443.50, 444, however many fours you want to fit in there, is definitely a key level to work with also, because it was a strong level, a strong launch pad for the market a few weeks ago. Now we'll see if that's acting as a level of interest for resistance. You can see Tesla coming back up to 232.60. We can keep an eye on that. NASDAQ coming back up to VWAP. But as you can tell, IWM and the S&P is trying to inspire a little bit. Apple bouncing off that 177 level. Probably pay attention to that. Microsoft finally getting a bid there. Google, yeah, Google's not doing anything, which is kind of interesting. Apple is trying its best to do something there. AMD's not doing much of anything. NVIDIA's not doing much of anything. Definitely a mixed bag going on right now. Let's see. No, I can close that. Let's see. All right, so we're looking at the Johnson & Johnsons. How are the how's the dollar doing? And we just got to keep an eye on yields to make sure, keep an eye on those guys. Yields they're hanging out at 4.2. ES is still doing fine. All right, we're coming up back up to 444. This could be an interesting level to short. So keep an eye on that. We still got about 5 minutes until our opening ranges are set, so we'll get a little bit better understanding. As far as option flow goes, not much again. Let's see. Now, I will say yesterday I did notice that there was a pretty fair amount of Tesla puts being bought for like the 220s for this week. Obviously, those are kind of getting clapped right now. Maybe they closed those out already or closed them out at the open since we gapped lower. But yeah, a little bit of an interesting story here with Tesla. Tesla's definitely a beat up name, and it's just, catching a bad rap right now, so to speak, as far as the chart goes. Nasty gap down. Yeah, I imagine this is just a product of shorts covering their wins there and celebrating and high-fiving each other. And now we're going back up to gap fill at about 232.61. So if we start to see some rejection here at 232.60, we can probably play some downward moves here. AMD is not looking good. Let's go to AMD. Yeah, look at that.
You.
Gap down and just vomiting for now. What does that daily chart look like real quick? Yeah, it looks like it wants to give back that entire move here that it had the other day. You're kind of stuck in this interesting range between 107 and 116. Yeah, that looks kind of nasty for AMD. Do we want to take something here? It's definitely debatable. S&Ps are doing pretty good still, despite the semiconductor performance and the NASDAQ performance. Apple, they might be trying to bull flag this. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Signals are looking somewhat decent. You do have some dynamic resistance overhead. That's going to be my main issue there. But you got the 21 crossing above the 50. You got the oscillator crossover, and you got the thrust. So is trying to put in a move higher, as you can see, coming back up to 444 here. And yeah, round 2, it seems. A little bit of an oversold rally. Let me check in on the market internals. Ticks are a little bit better today, this morning, than they've been yesterday. Yesterday was off to a nasty start, and it just couldn't get anything going. Today it looks a little bit better, but it's interesting that, we're not getting full participation out of the semiconductors. But Apple's doing okay. That's good to see. It's been a while since Apple's had a nice bullish trend day. Tesla's doing okay. It's still hanging out at that 232.60. Google's finally trying to get going. Nvidia, there's a nice candle on Nvidia. All right, we're making progress. All right, so here's our rejection here at 444. We'll see if they can push us back above, or if we reject and simply roll over from here. So 444, it's a clean level to work with. If you break above, you stop out if you want to try to short this. But for the time being, you're trying to gather some momentum. Let's go check out Apple. Maybe one day it'll get to 180. I'm still holding some 180 lottos. See if that can... Oh, they're whacking some AMC puts right now. Lyft. Got into some Lyft lottos yesterday. That's not moving any. But all right, there goes Apple. That's not bad. I'll put you back up to 178.30 possibility there. Nice little breakout here. Trying to hold that 177. Got a bull flag forming. Let's see if it can pop and go there. Apple, not too bad. Still a very rough, like, daily chart, for sure.
Kind of beat up.
So let me go over here. All right, so Johnson & Johnson, 590. No. Let's see. 90 on Johnson & Johnson. Johnson. 915, 170 call at 590. All right, so we got our opening ranges set. I did pick up some Johnson & Johnson there for September. 170 calls, 590. Looking for some upside on that. All right, so we got our opening ranges set. That gives us a little bit more stuff to work with here. Apple, keeping an eye on Apple because that one's looking pretty good. SPY, if it can get some moving, that would be beneficial also. Refresh that tab. Let's see.
Woohoo, we got opening range.
Woohoo, indeed. All right, so there is a darkpool print on the SPY at 444. Interesting. Let's see what they want to do with that. All right, opening ranges are set. Let's let them open or let's see what they can do with that. Obviously, if we get a break above opening range, I want to possibly go long if market internals give us some. Here, I can minimize this chart. If the market internals can get bullish, I want to see some plus 600 ticks today. Especially with that.
I have short positions already.
If you have shorts, play defense.
I don't want to. I want it to go to 0. Die PayPal.
Die PayPal. All right, here comes SPY.
I mean, you can't argue with that PayPal daily chart.
All right, SPY. I'm going to try some 444 calls, perhaps. I might just do the 443s and get some delta. Let's see where this candle closes. Almost there. Architect is in spy calls, spy longs. This is what his verbiage was. Apple, not too bad either. I think either one works. Yeah, Apple looks good here. All right, so I'm hitting the trigger here on the 443 calls, 165 day trade. 816 443 calls 1.65. All right, so let's get that going. All right, let's see if we can bounce, get this opening range targets set here. All right, so that would put us at 44483. Let's see what we can do here. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, dum, dum, dum. I went with the 443s just because I wanted some more delta here. I could have grabbed the 442s too and just grabbed the 70 delta, but it's right there. The 444s could easily work. Apple's looking really good if you like apples. Nice candle here on the 5-er. We're at 180, tapping 180. Go. 1.8 from 1.65. Oops, wrong button.
Can they hold the move?
That is the question. All right, Apple. I still like the look of Apple too. So if Apple can get going, that'll be beneficial. AMD is still falling. It's still falling. 108 on AMD. Tough day to be an AMD bull. Tesla is still hanging out at 232.60. Slight pullback here. Let's see, ticks still hanging out at 0, but not bad. Advanced decline issues are still moving higher, so that's a good note there too. All right, let's see. Let's keep an eye on Apple because that will be a good telltale there. And let's see. Let me see if they're doing anything as far as the options flow. See, they're trying to get Tesla going. Bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-da-da-dum. All right. Let me check in on UNH. Johnson & Johnson looks good. SPY, they're trying their best to break back above the daily 50. That would definitely be the ideal situation there. Tesla, not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, Tesla might not be a bad option either. Let's go to Tesla. All right, so it came out to 232.60. Having a little bit of trouble there. Google is moving back down with everybody else, it seems here. Tesla wrestling with 232.60. Ticks moving down. Don't want to see that.
Sorry about your lungs.
It's all your fault, Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tesla, I wouldn't mind playing a put off this 232.60, to be honest with you. Just have a stop above.
Why don't you just come short PayPal with us?
Y'all are shorting PayPal? Yeah, that chart is ugly. Yeah, PayPal, Chewy, Square, they all look like a disaster fest. Rubik's, yes. That would be 0 DT. And there you go. I'll come back over here to Apple. I want to see if I can gauge Apple over here. All right, still just trying to, man, you're just sideways overall. 177 and 180. Apple needs to get going. Let's go back to SPY because I'm still in that. About 150 on those. I don't want to see it break down here. Don't want to see it go back below the 5-minute 21. But you got some good signals on the 1 minute. It's just a matter of volume. Your broker is stupid. August 15 contracts listed and no data updates. That's annoying. All right. Let's see. Anything else moving? AMD to the downside. NVIDIA is a struggle. Let's go over here to NVIDIA. NVIDIA had that one beautiful day and it hasn't done anything since then. No follow through, no nothing. Kind of gives you that reminder. One move does not equal trend or strength. It's just a move. You're kind of seeing that with AMD following along there. Let's see. AI is not doing much today. Sectors, who's leading today? Energy, crude oil. Yields are still above 4.2. Let's see here. Let's go to the financials. Financials doing okay. Let's see. Schlumberger. Now that's a chart right there. Schlumberger. Let me see. What's Netflix doing right now? Let me go back to SPY. All right, that's what I don't want to see a close here below the 21. See if they can hold that. All right, Netflix. Netflix does look a little rough. Might have to maybe even do a swing put on Netflix. All right, we're starting to squeeze on the one. Let's go to the SPX. All right, that's what I don't want to see. Let's go to the SPX, see what those signals are. Tesla, you're still hanging out at that 232.60 level. All right, SPX. Yeah. Should be a chop fest today with those FOMC minutes coming out. That would be annoying. All right, here comes Tesla. Let's go back to that. breaking above. Come on, TOS, be smart. You know what I mean. 232.60. All right, there goes Tesla trying to push up there. Getting above. Let's see. How's the option flow doing? Yeah, they're coming in the 235 calls. They're paying 267 on those Teslas. Let's go over to Apple. Let's see, I like this move on Apple also. It's a nice volume break. All right. Go over here to Apple. I'm going to possibly try some Apple here. Apple 170. I just do the 175s. Yeah, let me do the 175s at 350.
Yep.
Not going too heavy, but just trying it out. So that is Apple 175 calls, 350. You can get them for like 345, 340 at this point, but not too bad. All right, let's see if Apple can get going. Kind of get some inspiration from Tesla. Ticks are still naughty. Can't get a plus 600 tick to save a duck.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. Need Aflac. All right, let's go to SPY. Bum, bum, bum. It's still holding on. It's not breaking out. It's not breaking up either. Oh, nah, it might just break down here. Got an interesting opposite squeeze there on SPY compared to Apple. Wow, wow. All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and see here. ES right at VWAP. NASDAQ can't seem to get going. Can it? Let me go back to Netflix idea. So I might want to try a Netflix put. Go to Netflix. All right, I am having to stop out a SPY. That's unfortunate. All right, SPY out 5. All right, cut and SPY. I want to hang on to Apple for a little bit longer though. Let me go to Netflix. And let's see, I might just go ahead and hop out of Apple. 315, 320. All right, so Netflix, I want to do a butterfly spread, I think. 420. Let me try to price this out. Do a 420. This would be for this week. 420. No, I do not want calls. I want puts. Buy the 405 maybe. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, let me do that. So Netflix, we're buying puts. So going to be a butterfly spread. So you are going to need level 3 at least. So let's do that. Netflix, this is a spread for this week. Butterfly put spread. So we're doing the 420, 412s, and the 405s. So let me build this out real quick. Still hanging on to some Apple. That one's not moving. Let me get this out. 412.50 by butterfly. So I want that to be a 420. And that to be a 405. So it'll look. So buy 1, sell 2, and buy 1. All right, this is at 1.4. All right, so 1.4. All right, so that's that. Let me put that out. Bloop. All right, let's see what we can get on that aspect. So looking for lower prices there on Netflix for the remainder of the week. So that is a put butterfly spread on Netflix. Looking for a move all the way down to pretty much these lows here at about 415, maybe even to 410. So I took a pretty fairly wide spread with the target of 412.50 by expiration. Of course, I'm going to sell this before expiration anyway, but we'll see if we can get a follow-through move to the downside. You got a daily squeeze. Signals look pretty rough. So we're just going to take that and see what we can gather there. Let me come back to Apple. Apple's trying to get going, but not too inspirational. Let's see what does SPY seems to doesn't like that daily 50 too much. IWM was leading the way. It is now looking pretty rough there. Let's go to market internals. Ticks back at 0 ES, trying to get back above VWAP there.
You know what today is going to be?
Probably chop.
This.
Yeah. F your puts, F your calls. Come on, Apple. Let's go, buddy.
The December 19th, 2025, 340 Tesla puts. Someone just dumped like 12 million.
So, what's that out? All right, come on, Apple. See if you can get going here. Let's see, ticks. That was a good push there. SPY. Maybe we need to revisit SPY here. Let's go back to the SPY. Nope, not quite. It did recover a little bit. Not quite there yet, though. Tesla's just not moving anymore. AMD, NVIDIA, Google, they're all kind of struggling a little bit. Microsoft's not too bad. Let's go to Microsoft. Good move there on Microsoft. Need someone to lead the charge. Seems like no one wants to take charge, is there? All right, Johnson & Johnson looks good. UNH is fine. All right, NVIDIA, they are buying some puts now on NVIDIA. There you go, Apple. Push back up there.
You can do it, little buddy.
And we finally got some rain yesterday.
It's been raining a lot here lately.
It's been dry and hot.
That's how it was for like the last 2 weeks, and then we had like a couple good days of rain. Then I remembered I had to clean my gutters.
You had to clean your gutters. Yeah, it finally rained. Felt good out there this morning. But the heat is coming back with a vengeance for next week.
Yeah,
Might hit 100 next week. It's going to be gross. Let's go, Apple.
Yeah. I opened all the windows up yesterday. It was like 65 degrees at night. Perfect.
To send this out if you're on the live streams. So we are in Apple 350. So that's what we're in on Apple. I'm going to send that out. Nice push here. We're at 375. Let's go. Let's get. All right, you're at the 5-minute 200. That's an interesting spot there. Let's go. Finally getting something. All right. Oh, I didn't type that alert out. I'm so sorry, guys.
Exclusive live trade.
Exclusive live trade, yeah. If you're in it, you're in it. If not, pay attention. I'm just kidding. Now, if you're still in SPY calls, that should be back up to break even, perhaps. Let me go back into that. SPY. Let's see. Yeah, you got about 143. You got some work to do. Yeah, you got some work if you want to push that. All right, let's go back to Apple. Can't lie, I miss you much. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're hanging out at 370 on those contracts from 350. All right, let's see if we can get this bull flag and push higher. Oh. All right, they're hitting some TSM calls, so that's good for semiconductors to see that one come through. Not big sized. They bought about 120K worth on TSM September 1st. So those are weeklies. All right, SPY still having a little bit of trouble here at 444. I do want to see a bigger move with Apple. Market may want other plans if it can't get moving. What's Tesla at? Tesla's still hanging around 232, 233. Microsoft looking okay. Google's looking better. Yeah, Google's looking a lot better now. From their open. Yeah, not bad on Google. You're right at 130 on Google. Ace's sack is hard to follow right now. No comment, I guess.
Sure, once he starts a fresh sack,
Yeah,
it'll be a little easier to.
Need a new sack. Let's see. It says sell to. Okay, it looks like he was in some QQQ calls there. There you go. Nice push on Apple.
I think he was in Q calls, averaged down, took away his average down, and then
Gotcha. So we're back at the 3.8 on Apple from 3.5. That looks good. Bum, bum, bum. Come on, get going. See how it's just having a hard time at that 5-minute 200. Minute 200. Yeah, if we can get above this dynamic resistance, that'll definitely get us rolling in the right direction. All right, let's go over to the market internals. Yeah, man, look at those tick readings just aren't helping. Boop. Yeah, SPY is having a hard time. Does Weeble have OCO? Yes, they do. I thought they did have OCO.
They do.
Okay. Maria, what do I think about Kava? Yeah, newer IPO makes things a little trickier, but for me, as long as you're trading above the IPO price, it's fine, but keep an eye on volumes because you don't want things to dry up on you. Position, and you don't want it to lose the IPO low. So that's my take on the newly issued IPO. All right, get another push on Apple. That's what we want to see. Let me plug this up just so I can have the level there. We're getting there. 178, 179-ish. 179 will be the main PT there. I'm going to do my first sell at that 178.64. We are right at, we're getting close to $4 on those contracts. And I'm hungry. There you go, Apple.
Hungry already? What's for lunch?
Probably pork chop.
Ooh. I haven't had pork chops in a while.
Like a good grilled pork chop. It was too hot to do anything yesterday, so I just had a salad.
Go chuck the pork chop on the blacktop.
I was like, I'm not cooking. I'm not going outside. I don't want to sit in Satan's ass crack and burn because it was that hot. I mean, it's just been brutally hot. And yeah, we got that rain during the afternoon and it's cooled off a little bit, but I think today is probably going to be our nicest day for a while. And nicest meaning like 93 degrees.
Ooh, probably muggy too.
Yeah, we like the humidity. A little bit of a reject there. Let's see if it can hold. Maybe ideally have that new 500 the 5-minute 200 simple act as support there would be nice. Let me switch this chart to yeah, I'm already stuck in a rock and a hard place, it seems. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba,
So in is Jetty in here?
I don't know.
She is. In his small account, basically what he did was he grabbed, or what was it? I don't know how many. So he bought 15 contracts to start. And then where he said average down, he doubled up on Qs. He bought another 15. So then if you look, the option small account scale, he sold 15 contracts for 13%, meaning he had his initial position in there yet. Then he sold 7 at 35, and then he sold 8 at 35%, and then he sold another 3, and he only has 4 contracts left. All right. We're all on the same page now. Apple's moving nicely.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if it can hold this 5-minute 200. It's been a pain in the butt, so we'll see if it can hang on to it. But 1-minute trend still looks good. And then really we need the ES and the market in general to get better, because every time we even remotely get into positive tick territory, they just slap it down. So the selling pressure is still there. The pops just keep getting sold, so I might have to take what I get here if we start to falter here. But yeah, the market in general overall is not doing any kind of favors. Let's see what else we got going on. Google, not bad. Daddy entering a QQQ put there. Let's see, James. Is James in here? So James asked the question, will the FOMC minutes move SPY a lot either way, or does it normally have only a small effect on the market? Because it's just the minutes, it might have very minimal, but it could introduce some volatility and a liquidation move. So you gotta have to be on your toes. I am and just holding as a low at this point. So yeah, still holding Amazon, but yeah, I haven't done anything with that. I need to hop out of Apple here at 350 at break even. So there's that. Button again. I need to quit hitting that button. Stopped on Apple at B. All right, so let's see. Ticks, yeah, just not doing anything good. That's definitely unfortunate. All right, let's see what else is out there. So we're still in Netflix. Netflix. Get going. Tesla not doing much. Let's go back to SPY, see if there's anything going on there. Yeah, no. Just can't seem to Hold above 444. Video looking a little sus there.
Yeah, once Ace is in voice chat, it'll be a little easier. But assuming he's all cash now, to Daddy, I would say he does not have any contracts left.
He's all cash.
I don't know where his stop loss was on it.
Anyone looking at NVIDIA puts? It's not a terrible idea. Tesla's starting to fall down here. Yeah, careful longs. You're getting that pressure starting to build up a little bit more. Tick reading still negative. You're not getting plus 600. You're not getting minus 600 either. So until one of them shows their cards a little bit better, just kind of in la la land, Chop City. Theta be winning.
Like my gift from before.
Yeah. F your puts, F your calls. Let's see. So we can remove these because those aren't going to do us any good. All right. Well. Well, sheep.
I need to go on a vacation. Where do I want to go?
Where do you want to go? Caterpillar looks pretty decent. We already taken on a few positions already, especially within the Dow. I don't think I want to take Cat. I got UNH and Johnny John. That should be plenty. UNH still in that box. Need that breakout. Eventually it'll move. Let's go to the Qs. Yeah, I'm afraid we are in Chop City. You do have a 5-minute squeeze here on the NASDAQ. That could be interesting to play off of. Might even be a bear flag there. Daddy, I'll root for your Q puts there. Let's see, NVIDIA earnings are next week. I might have to look into that. Bum, ba, bum. All right. Let's see. Pull up the options flow, see if that's giving us any clues here. Nope. I'm not surprised. Let's see. They're still coming into some Tesla calls. Get a little bit of a bounce. All right, there's another positive tick, but just no consistency. You made pocket change. That's good. Hey, pocket change is pocket change.
Pocket change adds up.
Does that? Mondelez, 220K for December. I'll take a look at that. Maybe not. I guess they're buying this 70. They're trying to play that. Okay, never mind. It looked interesting at first, then I looked at it, and then it was not interesting. All right, SPY. Who's in VWAP? See, you see those tick readings there? That every time you get that pop, it's just met with straight back down. So it's just back and forth. Maybe a double top up here at 44.65. I wouldn't be opposed doing a credit spread here, but man, it can go either way, especially with those FOMC minutes coming out.
What time did the FOC minutes come out?
$1,400.
Is that Central Time? Europe time? Japan time?
The only... I hate you. Boing. Back on the bounce on the VWAP. You know what I need to do?
Go on a vacation?
No, that. Buy some VOO for the long term. I'll do that while I'm thinking about it. Some VOO. Yeah. Need to log into my long term here. Always got to do something with the long term. Take some of that money from the short term and put it in there. There we go. That should be good. Okay. Bought some VOO. Bought some VOO for the long term. I meant to do that the other day. All right, there's still holding VWAP. I guess we can look at the SPX. See what they're up to. What chart do I want to bring up? This one, maybe? Yeah.
I think Thinkorswim's working overtime.
Yeah. It does a lot. No, yeah, pressure's still on here. I mean, if you're on puts, I think you're on the right side of things for the time being. I mean, 1 minute looks pretty ugly. 5 minute, you just can't seem to get above. 15 minute, obviously the trend's lower there, and the 1 hour looks pretty bad. Could just chop here at 444. I need the S&Ps to get away from all these 4 numbers. Drives me insane. Easy to remember, hard to hard to say. Let's see. Anything happening on the Twittersphere?
Don't know. We shall check it out.
Nope, not really. Y'all having fun, guys? Aren't we having fun? I'm not.
Just a blast.
Yeah. We are chopped liver. Yes, sir, Johnny. Here's Johnny. Yeah, this is the a not exciting market to be in. I don't mind the idea of a put here if you want to try something. Now that we're breaking down a little bit, ticks are getting still not minus 600.
PayPal's at new high a day. What the
This is the contrarians.
dude? For reals.
You're starting to slip maybe a little bit. Let me go to the SPA.
Right. Opening range.
Hell, I could just buy a condor and
Win.
yeah, just do it that way. Still early. What was it 10:30? I'm going to end the session, and then that's when we're going to get a move. And then I'm going to be annoyed.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah. Chosen one. I hate to break it to you, but swings are hard. Even day trading is a little tricky right now. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But yeah, Mr. M's always good. What has Duke been playing lately? I haven't looked at him in a few days.
PayPal.
Oh, PayPal.
Short.
Short PayPal, but PayPal's at high. That is annoying. All right, now you're getting a bounce again. Jesus. All right, so we got a 21 cross down. That looks pretty gross. Just looking for some excitement out there, and we're just not getting it, are we? Decent little bounce here on the S&Ps. Tesla, let's go to the board and just show you. All right, Apple, try to get moving, it couldn't. Tesla, try to get moving, it couldn't. AMD, absolutely disaster fest there. Amazon's not doing anything. Google's a little interesting. Netflix is a lot of back and forth, but I took a butterfly spread on Netflix. I want to see some downside movement there within the next day or two. Advanced decline issues. You had a nice little move to begin with, and then we've just been fading since then. So yeah, it's messy out there. Let me check out Google, because that seems to be the only thing that looks half decent. And let's see. Our sector's energy is leading, but it's only up 0.5 percentage point. Yeah, Google's the only half decent looking thing out there. But even still, that's messy. See on the 15-minute, I mean, you're just all over the place. That's like spaghetti.
I'm spaghetti.
There's sweater on his. There's vomit on his sweater already.
There's sweater on his vomit.
God dang it! All right, Google, you're perking up. It's the only thing I see here. Are they hitting it? I don't see it. Let me look. Not really. You had some dark pool at 129.75. Yeah, this is probably the best looking chart I've come across today. And that's kind of nasty. All right, so Google, that might be your light in the darkness there. Here comes Chris.
Chris.
Got some popsicles in my cellar. You're a paper boy. All right. Well, you did get someone tap some 130s. Not a lot, but something. on Google. We'll keep an eye on Google, see if they come into it a little bit more. It's like they're going out to the Septembers for the heavier hitters, the 132.50. They're just not being aggressive on it. Let's go back over to Netflix because we took that butterfly spread. That's looking fine. Ideally, I want to see Netflix just bomb it and go all the way down to at least that 412 mark. I mean, that's where our center strike is. If we hit that, that'll be a nice home run, no doubt about that. Because that's a wide butterfly spread, and if that thing starts to move, we can make a pretty penny off of that. Apple's trying. Again, it's trying to curl back up. Take a look at the internals. All right, ticks are getting there. There you go. There's your pop. And there goes Google, too. Go figure. NASDAQ getting a pop here. Yeah, whole market's getting a little bit of a juicy move here. Let's see. Not quite on the ticks. Let's go back to Google. Yeah, nice move on Google. But you're here at the 5-minute. That 15-minute chart's so damn ugly. We go back over here to SPY. SPY, yep, back at 444. All right. Market, what are we trying to do here? The 1 minute is interesting. You got to squeeze. The oscillator's neutral, and we're back in a buy cycle. 5 minute, not quite there yet. 15 minute, definitely not there yet. Do we have any kind of divergence? Not really, because it's just been a chop fest. So that's kind of a tricky read in itself. Chop, chop. I guess for the rest of the day, I can watch the flowers grow in my yard or die because it's so hot. Yeah. Let's see. No, I need to look over some of those trading plans that a bunch of y'all sent in. You knock some of those out today.
Yeah.
Y'all?
Go take a nap.
You're all about a nap, aren't you?
I don't know. I always say that, but I never nap.
You never nap. All right. Ticks. Yep. Pump it and flush it. All you need is one good 600 tick, and that would inevitably do it. Get this pressure built up, and it's like shaking up a soda can. Let me check out the bonds. ZB1 bonds are hanging steady. The dollar is hanging out at the highs. Rates have come down off the highs from this morning, but you're still at 4.2. Maybe we're just not And it's send it to support@stockdads.com.
What are we sending to me?
Trading plans.
Oh, yeah.
And then Shaman forwards them to me. I guess technically you could send it to me, I guess.
Yeah, we could just do that, but oh well.
Yeah.
I like to review and look at them too.
There you go. Yeah, so send it to that email. And we will get it. I got like 15 I gotta look at. 16. I got them all flagged. And here's your new move lower. Ticks moving back down. Chop, chop. All right, I guess we'll end it here, guys. There's nothing going on until we get at least a minus 600 or minus 800 or plus 600 plus 800 tick reading. We're in a chop fest, and we got FOMC minutes coming out at 2 o'clock. There could be some volatility and some liquidating move when those come out and the market reads that over and digest it. But yeah, for the most part, this is just a headache. I don't want to trade this at all. But I hope y'all did somewhat okay. Another little bit of a messy one on my end, but nothing too bad there. Not something I can scream over, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a choppy session, and until we get something going, I don't have anything good to tell you. Come back later on today and see if the market's done anything. That's the best I can tell you.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll go ahead and close the session here. If I get into anything or all that, I'll let you know. But for now, it's not looking like it. So, y'all have a good day. I'll be in the trading floor, of course. If you have any questions, use this time to ask questions on ticker requests, or if you needed something to look at. But yeah, take advantage of us. We're here. We want y'all to ask questions and bug us, so
Yep.
we don't mind it.
All right, Fuzz. We will see you tomorrow.
All right, man. Have a good one. I'll get you some reviews done for you and send them your way.
Sounds good, man.
All right, guys. Take care. I'll be in the trading floor if you need me. Have a good one.